Hi, welcome to another episode of Bethany Talks About Stuff. I'm your host, Bethany F. DeVores, author of the Ceadrassian Chronicles, available from Amazon. I've had a lot of weird stuff going on in my real life, some good, some bad, but everything's fine. I had to have my gallbladder removed. I found out I'm anemic, so I've just been really, really exhausted. And you guys know I have a full-time day job, and I, I really, it requires a lot of brain power, and I don't have a lot to give, so it takes a lot. I don't have all that much brain power to spare.
I was going to put him,
I've had a family member move in with me, and it's been very good, but it has meant I've had to like rearrange and rethink how the whole house is set up. That I had to change to another room, but I didn't like that it wasn't working, and I wanted to be able to use my backdrops again. Because if I could take a pink sequined backdrop and just have it like behind me all the time, 24/7, I probably would. I just, like, wear it like the shower curtain, like, thing that Ralph Macchio wore in The Karate Kid as his costume, you know? Like, I would do that with this if I could get away with it, but they probably would frown upon that at the office. Anyway, things have been crazy, but I am here. I wanna do some more gameplay and edit it a little better than my last, like, genuine gameplay video. I was watching it the other day, and I'm like, "Man, I guess I coulda skipped some of this stuff." I could have edited it up a little bit better. I hope you're enjoying those. There's more to come, hopefully. I just recorded some ambient stuff not too long ago, like a couple days ago, and I was like, "That's gonna be great." I get excited about the weirdest stuff, you guys. I'm such a nerd. Holy cow, I'm white and nerdy. I'm making these ambient videos because I like them, not just to put something out there. I am going to be shifting kind of the tone. I've noticed that last year, almost all of my videos were about Assassin's Creed. I didn't intend for that to happen. I did, however, really enjoy making those reviews and playing the games, so that was fun, but it's not really what I intended the show to be. So I do want to get back to changing the tone and doing more commentary on topics as well as actual just stuff. To give you an example of where the show is potentially going, where I'd like it to go, is I want to do, and this is coming in the near future, I'm going to do an episode about why Pan Am from Cyberpunk 2077 is garbage. I don't like her. I don't like her. I'll get into that. I will explain myself. I promise I have the receipts in my head, at least to back up what I'm saying, and I will point out why I think she's garbage. So that's the kind of thing I want to do. I also am going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. They've released gameplay trailers and behind the scenes and stuff, and it's supposed to be coming out in November. And there's controversy around it.
Well, I am stunned. Just stunned. Stunned is the only way to describe how stunned I am.
There's controversy about it because it's set in feudal Japan, but there's two main characters, and one of them is a black samurai. With all the feudal Japan to choose from, they picked the one black guy in all of feudal Japan history, like, so that's been a controversy. Now, I'm not actually gonna weigh in on that yet because I'm still doing my due diligence to research some more. I'm kind of conflicted, but I will be bringing an episode to talk about that. I know it's getting a little less timely, but I'm still gonna do it. I wanna talk about how, as much as I love Assassin's Creed and I love my characters, some of their speeches are just plain depressing and stupid.
Stupid!
Like, I just finished playing Unity. At the end, the main character's doing his thing of making his, like, final, like, thoughts. He's saying his little speech about, and his view on life and stuff, and I was listening to it, and it was all, "I have the power, and it all resides with me," and blah, 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 and I thought, "Man, that is depressing." Like, most people probably heard that, and I even, like, 15 years ago would have been like, "That's right. I've got, like, go me, self-love, blah." And now I'm like, "Man, no wonder I was so unhappy," because that's a really sad way to look at life. It doesn't seem like it on the surface, but it actually really is. And so, like, that's the kind of thing I wanna talk about. Why is that actually depressing as opposed to being uplifting? as it was intended to be. I know it was absolutely meant to be empowering to people, but instead I found it very depressing.
Are you crying?
Yes.
And I will explain that. So those are the kind of topics I'm looking at going forward. Again, I'm still going to put out some gameplay. I'm going to continue to make some ambient videos just because I really do like them. I really do like them. The one thing I do want to mention, though, really quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of time in this episode talking about other episodes that are coming, but I do want to mention Xbox did their showcase, right? And I happened to just I was tired and I just didn't feel like doing anything else. I'm like, I'm just gonna play some video games until it's time to do whatever. I had something coming up. I didn't want to get too involved in something else. So I turned on the Xbox and they're like, hey, we're getting ready to do our showcase and it's gonna be live. Don't you want to watch? And I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, actually, because I keep missing it and not talking about it. So here, I watched it and I'm gonna talk about it. It was very boring.
Disappointed!
I fell asleep. This was not what I would have expected to happen, but it just was boring, you guys. I don't know if you guys watched it. I really would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Did you watch it? Were you impressed? I didn't find any of it to be all that exciting. There were a couple of games that I thought looked interesting. One of them was South of Midnight.
Think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your ma's anything like you have, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so. It's just hard to believe this is all really happening.
You mean to tell me your mama never told you stories about critters and weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
It's different. That was good. There was one that had like little little mice in winter, and it looked like a little cartoon. It was so sweet looking, and it looked really sad.
There is nothing left for me in the city. So, I have traveled back to where I grew up. Here, I found my childhood home in ruins.
That was interesting. At least it was different. But most of everything either looked very similar, like some of them were almost hard to distinguish which IP they came from because almost everything was a continuation of an existing IP. While I like some of these IPs and I'm cool with continuing one, like obviously I've been playing all these Assassin's Creed games, but at some point, do you not just go, maybe we should try something new? Especially when your IP is very much like this other IP and that one's like this IP and they all kind of look alike. I do want to see some variety, right? So I don't know. It just didn't really do anything for me. The only other thing that was notable to me was Fable. It doesn't look good. Sorry. I don't know if you're somebody who saw that and was like, "Oh, it looks awesome." It just didn't feel like it has the same charm as, say, Fable 3, which frankly was kinda in your face and politically incorrect about some stuff. Um, but it was a lot of fun. It was really charming and, where it was charming. I liked Fable 3 a lot. In fact, the other day I was like, I haven't played that in a while. Maybe I'll play that again." This didn't look good to me. The person narrating, eh, I just didn't enjoy them, and, I didn't like the look of the main character, which is something I knew I wasn't gonna like because I didn't like the previous trailer that they released. So, that was just continued disappointment. There was another game, called like mixtape or something.
My mixtapes bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever, when friendships were unbreakable and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Yes!
And what's your name again?
Very nostalgic about, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. It had lots of music that, of course, as a Gen Xer, I was like, this is awesome. Like, recognize all these songs. It's like my youth. So that looked really interesting. And that artwork was different and interesting. So these are things I'm like, I'm ready to see this kind of stuff. Call of Duty 6, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, excuse me, Black Ops 6. Like just saying that already grinds my gears. The first Black Ops was really good. I don't know how you carried that out sixfold. Call of Duty hasn't been the same though since it came out of World War II. I mean, I liked the modern warfare stuff. Played the first few, and I played Black Ops, and that's the last one I played. And then I saw that they like went back to World War II, but it didn't seem like that game did very well, and I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. World War II game, first person shooter games are like my favorites, nostalgia wise. I haven't played in a long time. Um, but it just is a depressing state to see the video game industry be in. It's depressing to see them in this state. Is a more grammatically correct way to say that. And yeah, I fell asleep. I fell asleep. So I'm not opposed to all IPs continuing to add installments, but sometimes they're just absolutely beating a dead horse, and it's not good anymore. Okay, whatever. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm interested to see what you have to say. If there's some kind of hot topic, like a character that you really, really don't like, but everybody likes and you don't understand why they like and you want to talk about it, hey, drop me a comment. Maybe I'll pick it up and run with it. We'll see. But I do really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Hopefully you got all the way to the end. And hopefully you're still with me. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode or are interested in more content. Check out my previous videos. I got a lot about Assassin's Creed. I got some rants about Rings of Power. It's hodgepodge out there. So take a look. And otherwise, that's it for now.